it's me, Jacqueline Twillie, founder and president of ZeroGap and best-selling author of Navigating the Career Jungle, a guide for young professionals. Today, I'm excited to give you video number 2 of our series. So we're talking about knowing your value so that you can negotiate and get paid what you're worth. I don't want any woman out there to leave money on the table when she gets a job offer, a promotion, a raise, or even if you run your own business. So today we're going to talk about how to speak to your value. Yesterday's video, we talked about the market rate. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch that because it's very important, all right? So how do you speak to your value? Number one is you have to understand what your strengths are. What are the things that you're really good at and that you're known for around your workplace? The number one way for you to figure this out is to think about when you get compliments at work. When people constantly tell you you're doing good at this, or a lot of people call you and they ask you questions about a certain area. Maybe that's your area of expertise. That's typically a good place to start paying more attention to see what your unique skills are and where you add the most value. Now, before we go too far, I gotta pause and say, if you receive compliments at work and you've said before, oh, you don't have to thank me for that, that's so easy, I can do it in my sleep, or that was a piece of cake, you're devaluing your skills. And if you devalue your skills, you give other people permission to devalue them as well. So if you're guilty of doing that, it's okay because I'm here to help you overcome that. From now on, when you notice that you say something like that, pause and instead say, thanks for recognizing that. I appreciate you saying that. Or thanks. And move on, okay? Because when you own your value, you let other people know that, hey, this is a skill that I'm good at. Now, the next thing with that is if you're getting good emails saying, congratulations, or good job, or I really appreciate this, the kudos type of emails, don't be afraid to share that with your direct supervisor. So you're not bragging, but in a way you are, and that's okay. But you're not coming off as arrogant or cocky. You're just simply sharing that information with the appropriate people. Because if your supervisor doesn't know the type of work that you're doing, they're busy doing their work and managing other people, you're not going to get recognized for it. And at the end of the day, companies reward people for doing a great job. So you do have to have some ownership of the value that you're adding and making sure you share that information with your direct supervisor. Along the same lines, if you're managing a team, you most definitely have to be tooting your team's horn, because if you don't, who will? The other managers will be sharing the great news about their team, and your team members will be sitting back like, well, what about us? We're doing that too. So you want to share the love, all right? So the next part about knowing your value, and I'm pulling notes from my negotiation toolkit, which you can find on my website, JacquelineTwillie.com. So the next thing that you do is make a list of the things that you're really, really good at. You know, the things that you can do quickly. And when you're in meetings, or you're in a committee role, or you're in the one-on-one with your supervisor, and you're talking about your future, your career endeavors, your aspirations, you want to make sure that you're putting yourself in a position to get the projects that will give you the visibility as well as establish your credibility for being an expert in a certain area. So ultimately, what that means is you want to be assigned to projects that are going to highlight your skills, but also give you visibility into other areas of the company or organization. Because if you want to grow, you have to express that you want to grow. Don't just sit back and assume that someone's going to know that you want to be on that task force or work with this new client. You have to express it. And the best way to express it is to talk about it in a way that says this is going to benefit the organization. And so when you talk about how it's going to benefit the organization, make sure you talk about how your skills fit into the overall company goals. All right, so that's it for today's video. Join me tomorrow as we continue our discussion on how to tongue-tied there, to speak to your value so that you can negotiate what you're worth and not leave any money on the table. My name is Jacqueline Twillie. See you tomorrow.